Well, welcome back. It's February the 10th, 2020, of course, and we are still preparing to get a few things wrapped up this Thursday. The vet does come. Keep saying it's coming, but weather was a little bit inclement humidity-wise for the painter to finish, but Thursday. Today's video is going to be a little bit, we could call it part 14 of the cj5 build, but today I'm going to make everybody aware of what we went through yesterday all day long, and it's called scammers. I fired up the PC as I normally do every morning. I checked messages and my screen locked. All of a sudden I got a call 1-800 or 888 number. It was Microsoft. Well, I was up here. Something told me something's wrong. Shut it down, rebooted, went back and restored like 2 days earlier, and bingo, here they come again. All right, in the background running was a bunch of numbers and files, and you know how a computer mainframe works. It says I was jeopardizing Microsoft's central base or whatever. I needed to call immediately. Dumb but me, I picked up my cell phone and did call. That was the number one mistake. So I'm doing this and including this in this video so you guys that never have been hacked before, my first time, it's not a very good feeling, and you want to reach through because they have full control of my computer, my screen. I can't even move the mouse. I can't shut them off. I could unplug it. The first thing I should have done is undone the router. That would have killed them. But no, they got in, and then they started giving me this spiel that sounded so realistic that my computer and all my files were jeopardized, and they had my bank accounts, and they had my Yahoo, the Gmail, the on and on, all my accounts. And I always thought I was pretty well protected because I keep running, you know, a malicious spyware program in the background, and it runs even at night, cleaning up files. But they are very experienced hackers because they overrode everything I had to protect our home PC. Didn't get in my cell phone, not that I know of yet, but because it's tied in with Google. So anyhow, I'm trying to make y'all aware that if you get a message and it says Microsoft, they will never ever email, come to find out. They will never send anything like that. You will get a letter in the mail, perhaps. I never did. But once I hit the wrong button, they took and locked everything up. And at the end of their spiel that they were going to repair my unit, just bear with me 45 minutes or so. It was jabbering on a tech line, and they would fix everything and wouldn't have any more problems. Okay, the good part, $299. Then I knew something was wrong. This was supposed to be Microsoft. They don't, you know, it comes with the operating system. Even though I have an older operating system, which now is going to force me to stop spending what I had set aside for the CJ to go buy another darn computer that's Windows 10 or better. Mine's Windows 7. Yes, I'm old. It works. It's always worked. But now I've got to go in and then get better protection. So there goes $300-400. It could have went in CJ parts. I'm really angry. So anyhow, I won't dwell much on this, but anything on Facebook, I think when I transferred and shared with my Facebook, they got me somehow. And I always enter my own passwords, never save them. But these guys are smart, and they're out of Baja, California. Had the wife in the background running the area code and trying to track them. I should have videoed what was going on that screen so I could turn it over to our Attorney General, FCC, but there is no reason. You can't call your local police. They have crimes to do locally. They have nothing to do with the internet thieves. But it's a shame that these hackers out there can ruin a whole family's day and life. And a lot of senior citizens, I being one, I could have fell for it, but I stopped my bank accounts immediately, and now I have to go restart over with eBay and YouTube and Amazon and whoever I've got cards out there with, and tell them, hey, we got to get a new number. And but I'm not going to do that until I make sure, once I fire back up, that these guys are gone. Now, I don't think they're going to disappear. I think they're going to be looking for my IP address again. The scoop was that the IP address is like your social security number. Bull corn. It's not. It changes about every 24 hours. And I didn't realize that until I called my PC guy. He said, oh no, you need to call your provider, and they'll give, that number can be changed quicker than that. So yesterday I got immediately them to change my IP address. That is a no-no. These people are thorough and they're convincing. So please watch out, YouTubers. Anybody watching my channel, share this information on with your family, especially the older folks in your family that get gobbled up real quick and think, oh, well, got to do this. But let's stop these scammers if we can. I don't think anybody, they probably have already moved that boat or something off Baja around out of territory, so the feds can't even find them. But they are sharp, and I'm going to let Microsoft know in a nice letter. Not going to email them. I'll just send them a nice letter, give them all the scoop. And it was peacock help.com. Now that ought to rung a bell. At the end, it flashed up and it stuck on my screen. I managed to wipe all that out this morning. So let's get on with CJ with what we're doing today. Bear with me just a minute. I'm going to reach down here and get some acid that we use. We've been using this Clean for about since 2008. You'll kind of come in hard to read, but this is sold at your local Home Depot or Lowe's. Full instructions, mixings, directions, etc. And let's set this down. And let's show you a little bit what's going on. These were soaked yesterday. These are the, of course, the shields for the axles up near the ring and pinion at the that section. This one, you can probably see, I won't have to reach up and zoom, is really pitted, but it cleaned out the rust. I will re-dip this one especially again. Then I'll come in and I'm no letter. I'm gonna just, these don't serve any structure. They just keep the axle in case there's U-joint wobble from eating into the housing. So this is one of them. These were so rusty, you couldn't even believe it. Talked to several people, including Brian at Metal Shaper. He says try to reuse them. They do not exist new old stock anymore. Maybe over in Australia somewhere. I don't have the flaring tools to bend this to exact shape, so we're going to reuse them. Going to take where it's pitted in there, lead that all in, grind it. The lead will stand up to the oils, etc. So let's put these down. Here is the left hood hinge after dipping, and very little effort on a wire wheel. Now, before it was totally, it still had some of its powder coating on it. The acid, it dries, it'll turn black first, and then it'll start turning to a chalk. And when it turns to that chalky film, then it's ready to pull out. Rinse good with water. I use distilled water, it's cheap. I rinse it good, air dry it, then I put it on the buffer. Now this one's in pretty good shape. This one is pitted, of course, and it'll get some lead facing on it and filed, and all that pitting will go away. It'll look like new. I like these old hood latches. And this is one that just came out this morning. You can see the film on it. This is, of course, down at the floor plate, and all it needs is a little bit of time on the wire wheel. You can do it by hand, however you want to do it, but it took almost all the powder coating off, very little left, and still got a good usable plate. These, of course, are available, new. Mine were not in bad shape that hold the brake lines on, and this is hasn't even been power wheeled yet on the deal, but they turn out really nice, and they're usable. You know, we don't want to throw anything away. Again, here's how it would look. The one over here on my right, might be your left, but it is already been on the wire wheel. And then the other bolt, it's got the film on it, and it'll clean up, look just like a brand new bolt. So that being said, please again watch these scammers, and we'll go further on after that Corvette's in here. We'll do a part 1, episode 2 on the Corvette, and a few episodes parts on the Vet. Then back and forth when I got time, free time, to get on to the CJ. We're now into our 3rd month. Let's say November, December, January, February, 3rd month. Doing pretty good. But the frame, of course, is on the last video moved over. The engine's got to come off. I might even, if the rain will let off today, get the bolts all undone from the motor transfer case and everything, and that other rear end, get it off and on the engine stand, and the transmission in here in the shop and transfer. But y'all come back, please, a thumbs up, subscribe, pass on and share that info though on the scammers, please. I'm serious about this thing. If I could have reached through that screen, that PC with my baseball bat or my cane, oh Lord help them, I would have whacked them good. So I'm not going to share any more of these videos on Facebook till I find out how they got in. And y'all be careful out there. Come back and see us. And Ryan, Maria, Matt, I loved you cooking them hamburgers, Matt. You made me hungry on that last video over Metal Shaper. You can come to my house and flip burgers any day. And I noticed there was no snow on the ground. That's good for this time of year for Connecticut. I've been up there. I spent a year there. I don't like snow. That's 13 years in Ohio, this old Texan, and my hands do not fit a shovel. So I had a tractor, but my hands don't like to shovel snow. So anyhow, come back and visit with us. This shop should be totally look different next video, hopefully, and so I get something real fast I need to put on video. But these Mercedes will be out, in the Vet will be in here. It's going to make a world of difference because it's messy. Come back and visit. Thank you. God bless.